Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our launch. This is the Let launch. Sean Fair and Let bring to you stories of the greatest speakers in the world. How's that? I'm Alethea Tucker, and I am so happy to be here today to help to launch this process and to get our Amazon launch going strong. You'll see that link running at the bottom of the screen. Go out and buy this book. This is something that you want to have. These are the world's greatest speakers, and you want to have their words close to you via ebook. Today, we're going to have our leader to be the MC as well as Chris Hampton. I'm going to bring them up right now. Introducing and presenting for us today for our launch is none other than Sean Fair.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Before we get started, let me just say that this project would not be what it is if it wasn't for Dr. Alethea Tucker. She's like Wonder Woman, like Superwoman. Like the only thing she's missing is a cape. It's just all the stuff that she's accomplished in putting this together over the past 4 months. It's just been absolutely amazing. So first, we just want to thank you, Dr. Alethea, for all the hard work that you put into this and bringing everybody together and communicating with everyone. It is such a massive project, and it has come together just wonderfully. So thank you so much for your contribution and your dedication, your thoughtfulness, and your diligence in putting this together.
Thank you for having me. It has been my absolute pleasure. This is an awesome group.
All right. So, with that being said, Let presents stories of the world's greatest speaker. It is a major marketing tool for all great speakers to be in. Let me just say that to start off. But not only that, for those who's going to read the book, it will bring value into your life. It will bring different perspectives into your life. It will be motivating. It will be uplifting. It is something that every person that's on the planet should take the time to read, because every story that's in the book is a story that everyone can relate to. It's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about it. But not only that, there's nothing on the marketplace, in today's marketplace, that's like it. It is the only book or anthology of its kind. So we know that we have something unique, and it's bringing real value to society. And I'm just so proud that this has been put together, and in the way that it's been put together is just the professionalism and the speakers that are in it. Oh my gosh. We put great speakers on the stage. Everyone knows that about the Leadership Experience Tour. Every speaker that we put on stage gives a phenomenal and dynamic message. But now, we just don't put them on the stage. Now we're putting them in a book. The question always is, what's next? So, guys, with that being said, let me introduce to you the main MC of today. I've been knowing this gentleman now for about 2.5 years. He's been to the tour 2 times, and he's become an ambassador now 2 times. He's just part of the family. He really doesn't need any introduction. He is the person that when you come to the tour, he just sets the stage on fire. He lights up the room, right? He brings everybody into the space with his charisma. He's so polished. And the way that he communicates the message is second to none. So let me introduce to you none other than Chris Champ I Am. Chris, what do you have for us today?
Wow, what an introduction. I mean, introduction from the best there. I'm just so excited about this project, Sean. I mean, you're gathering these speakers together in one spot, and they're going to be sharing with you the wisdom of experience. And I think one of the, coming up now, this is on my 7th year in doing this as a speaker, and one of the most valuable tools that I've been able to experience is when you find people who are on the same path that you are on, that you want to get on. And and learning from them. So often we look at it from the eyes of, I want to hang around the people that have been around for years. I want to hang around whoever the big name is. But I've learned more from the people that are maybe 30 days ahead of me or 2 years ahead of me. And the valuable gems that I receive from them, you can't get from anywhere else. So and when you gather these people together, that you form a community. And that's what we're going to see today, is the value of how good is your community. And if your community doesn't match our community, you may be needing to do an upgrade and connect to LET.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you so much for that. But before we get started, I just want to give just a big thank you for all of the speakers that are in this book. These are not just regular speakers. They are the best of the best. All of them have a particular topic. All of them are experts in a particular area or a particular field that will bring real value to your organization, real value to your nonprofit, real value to the individuals that they're working with. If you need coaching, these are the kind of individuals that you want to connect with. And so we're just so proud of them and what they brought to the table. And when you listen to these stories, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be absolutely blown away. It's been just a tremendous project. So I just want to give you guys just a quick round of applause. And then I'm going to turn this back over to Chris to introduce each speaker so that they can tell you for themselves what they have in store for you in the book.
Well, you see, I think it's kind of awkward because the first person that's going to be introduced is myself. So can I get an introduction to my page?
Oh my gosh. Well, Chris, I just gave you the introduction I could possibly give you. But let me just go ahead and let me repeat what I just said.
The official introduction.
You know, Chris does so much for the Leadership Experience Tour. You know, I'll talk about his gifts in just a moment, but I just like to just talk about his contribution, you know, to our organization. And so Chris comes out to the tour on his own dime, and he works with our photographers. He works with our video and audio staff. But more importantly, he is the person that gets on the stage that sets the tone for the entire event. You know, between him and Pastor Anthony D. Shannon and Shelly Fanfan, they just do a tremendous job at keeping our audience alive and awake and entertained and engaged. So he is just a real gifted talent, but he's also a leadership expert and pro. So if you want to know about leadership, if you're an executive leader, you are a mid-level manager, you're a supervisor, and you really need some guidance, Chris Hampton is a go-to person. Not only that, he also is a sales pro as well. I just don't know too many individuals that have multiple gifts like this. But at the end of the day, he is a person that brings tremendous value, not only to us, but he'll bring that same value to you. So he is also a part of this big project. And so with that being said, I want to introduce to you Christopher Hampton, Chris Champ I Am.
Thank you, Dr. Fair. Again, my name is Chris Hampton, and the really purpose of this conversation and all the conversations you're going to hear today is why you should read our chapter in this book. And my topic in my chapter is called I'm Too Big for This Life. And the point that I'm making for that is I realized that I was living a life before I embraced Champ I Am, my platform, my vision, my purpose. I realized that I was just living life every single day, just doing the rat race. And it wasn't until I realized that I was in my comfort zone that came on me that there was more for me than I was going after. I was too comfortable with being comfortable. But at the root of my being in my comfort zone, I found out that what was holding me back was my fears. And we all have fears, but there were 3 fears in my chapter that we're going to discuss and that you're going to find out that's going to challenge you because you were probably in that same part. You wanted to speak. You wanted to be great. You wanted to do great things, but you were just afraid. And I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of rejection. And I was afraid of success. I was afraid of, when I said fear of failure, I didn't know who, if I started, what if I put my hands to it and it doesn't work out? But if I never start, It's just as bad as being a failure. What if they reject me and they never know my name? Well, if I'm rejected, that means my message wasn't for them, but there's a whole population of people that my message was for. But what if I succeed and be great and be greater than great and greater than great? And can I handle the pressures of the success? I will show you in my chapter how to overcome each one of those fears so that you can see yourself and to embrace your purpose and embrace your destiny. And just simple, and use not the simple words of destiny and purpose. Let me say, succeed in what you put your hands to. Let's not be so deep. I want you to be able to succeed at what you put your hands to. And in my chapter, I'm going to give you the keys to do it. I'm not going to give you the key now because I want you to buy the book. It's $1.99. Buy the book. Invest in your life so that you can find out how to overcome the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, and the fears of success. My name is Chris Hampton. I'm Champ I Am, and I'm looking forward to connect with you. So I want to bring it back into the hands of Dr. Alicia and Sean Fair, and to introduce our next guest.
Yes, Chris, such a powerful thing. You know, everyone is trying to gain success. Everyone is. And you're right. One of the reasons that people don't achieve it is because of fear. They don't want to do the things that are necessary. They don't want to take the leap and do the things that are required for you to have success. So I am positive that people that read your section is going to really be impressed, and you're going to give them some things that they need to overcome those fears so that they can achieve the one thing that all of us would like to have a taste of, which is success. So with that being said, I would like to introduce to you Dr. Alicia Newsome. You know, I haven't met too many doctors other than the ones that I go to myself, but I can tell you that just in some of the conversations that we had, that I was highly impressed. You know, she's an individual that has taken the medical world and given it a different perspective from a different viewpoint. You know, how many people, you know, just kind of analyze your whole body, understand exactly who you are, and give you a specific plan that's tailor fitted for you so that you can be healthy. Who don't want to pay money for something like that? Right. So I love it when people are in a certain industry and they come up with something that's unique, that sets them apart from every other person that's doing the same thing in the marketplace. Well, she's done that. And so I can't wait for you guys just to hear from her and her story and how it's going to be valued to you, Dr. Alicia Newsome.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. I absolutely love what I do, and I am honored to be a part of this book. So I'm Dr. Alicia Newsome, and the name of my chapter is Your Past Creating Your Future, or Are You? And I talk about a specific time in my life, going all the way back to 7th grade, a very vulnerable time in my life, and then talk more further as I grew up. But I talk about this story and how I carried hurt with me that happened when I was much younger. And in my chapter, I really challenge you to look at where are you being held back in your life, whether it is in your health, whether it is from tragedy that has happened, whether it's from grief or doubt or fear. I challenge you to look at what's going on. And is that decision, is your daily decision making, is it coming from something in your past, or are you really creating the future that you want for yourself and the life that you want for yourself? And I give you the secrets and the steps that you really need to be able to move beyond fear, what I did personally and what I have seen help my clients and lots of people in my life as well, so that you can truly have a breakthrough and never have to look back and be able to leave the things that have happened in your past, in the past, and really be able to create the future that you want for yourself. So I really encourage you to go out and purchase this book. It is going to change your life. There are so many incredible authors that have written in it. So you're going to gain a lot from my story and from my chapter, but also from everyone else. And right now we have the promotion going on where it's only $1.99. So go ahead and click on the link that's at the bottom of the screen. Click there now or anywhere you're viewing this. and go ahead and purchase the book. Make sure to download it and open it as well. So thank you so much. Thank you for attending and allowing me to be a part of this.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Alicia. And how looking at where you came from, it looks like you said you took your experiences from your real life, your regular life, and now you're able to impact other people with that as well. So I hope that people look at this from two dimensions, that when you look at our books, that you're seeing it, you're hearing our stories, but our stories can very well end up being your stories too. Thank you, Dr. Alicia.
Yes. Thank you so much.
One of the things I love, guys, we can go to the next one. Now, one of the things I love is these titles. Is your past creating your future, or are you? And then this next one is Inspired, Free, and Transformed. And it says, Your Voice, Your Freedom. And that is Michelle D. Clark. I'm excited. Come on, Michelle. Tell us a little bit about your story. Oh, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, awesome sauce. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was paying attention. Just kidding. Yes, so thank you so much, Chris, and thank you so much, Sean Fair, for inviting me to be a part of this prestigious project. You all, as you can see, my name is Michelle D. Clark, and I'm super excited to be here. Yes, my chapter is Inspire, Free, and Transformed. Your freedom, your voice, your freedom. And the thing is, you know what? I talked about my backstory, and everybody has a backstory. I know you have one too. Everyone has a backstory. See, on the forefront, you see the transform, but that means that I had to transform from something. So I go into my backstory because behind the story, there may be some glory. And then we get to the glory. And so what I succinctly talk about in my chapter is I share with you all my walk of, first of all, how I lost my voice. In order to know exactly what I'm talking about, you're going to have to download a copy for only $1.99. And then I share in there how I regained my voice and how I got my power back and how that led to my freedom. So I know there may be someone out there right now who may be saying to themselves, you know what? I have a story. I have something that's happened to me, good, bad, or otherwise. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't share that story, the person who is waiting for you that could set them free, they will not be free. They will be held captive because you didn't share your story to help to empower them to freedom. So in my chapter, I talk about how you can gain your voice and how you can share your story as a speaker. So if you're an aspiring speaker or you're a speaker and want to take it to the next level, I set out specific steps and keys on how to do just that. So I look forward to you all downloading a copy today between 4 and 6. Make sure you download a copy. Again, the link is down here, only $1.99. So then that way you can unlock your voice to unlock your freedom.
Michelle, that was so powerful. The one thing that I do know about Michelle is that she is a powerful speaker. Just she has a way of really filling up the room when she communicates, and I'm sure that you guys can tell that. And so if you're trying to be free and transformed, listen to her, buy the book, go to her chapter, right? It's an audio, right? You get a chance to just download it and listen. You could be doing a lot of other things and listening to something that could be life-changing for you. Also, would like to say that Michelle plays a pretty major role at the Leadership Experience Tour as well. Not only has she been on the stage, but now she is one of our phenomenal interviewers as well. So she interviews all the speakers that actually come through the tour, and she just does a phenomenal job. And I just wanted to thank her for her contribution and for helping us to create an amazing experience for all of the great speakers that have come across the Leadership Experience Tour. So thank you so much, Michelle, for your contribution. Next on deck is we have Dr. Tabitha Russell. I learned a whole lot about Dr. Tabitha Russell. We've been on the road together. I know that she likes to eat and she likes to have a good time. She laughs a lot, right? This is on the personal side, but on the business side, she is a financial pro. Not only is she a financial pro, but she also understands all about leadership as well. She traveled to Denver, Colorado with me and helped me facilitate a program for one of the largest oil companies in the country. And she was just absolutely amazing. But she also oversees some of the sales aspects here at the Leadership Experience Tour. She's a great speaker. She's a great coach. And she's going to say something to you that will help change your life. So let me pass the baton over to Dr. Tabitha Russell.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sean, for that amazing introduction. My name is Dr. Tabitha Russell. I am the CEO and founder of Inside Inspired Women, which is the home of Breakthrough Millionaires. My chapter in this amazing book is called The Silent Cry of Victory. The reason why I wrote this chapter is because it's just a part of my life story, my journey of how I lost everything at a very young age. And I had 4 children at the time, and I didn't know what I was going to do. The silent cry came in because I was too ashamed, too embarrassed to talk about what was happening, what was going on. But one day I'm praying, and God says, share your story, become transparent, talk about how you falling flat on your face was the blessing of a lifetime. And I used that, the very same tools that I used, I put in this chapter. So you got to read it, of course. But it helped me to turn around things, transform my finances, as well as now set stage for a platform that's now helping others to build wealth, multiple streams of income, as well as gain back their authority through their finances and leave a living legacy for others to follow. So I will say, if you feel like your back is against the wall, you've heard other speakers here today. Let me tell you that it's not too late. It doesn't matter what your situation is. There is not a situation that I've come across in well over 20 years that has not been able to be fixed. So there's still hope. There's still an opportunity for you to now make a difference. And I will tell you, do it for you. I learned how to invest in myself at the highest level possible to me at the time, and it changed my life. It changed my mindset, and it's now changing the trajectory of my family's life. So join in, do the same thing. Get the book. It's $1.99 today. And find out the secrets that all of the speakers have to share. And it's going to help you now to go to that next level. Don't sit there in silence and don't say anything. Don't help yourself. This is now the time that you can break through, break free, and go to that next place.
Awesome. Also, you know, Dr. Tabitha, one of the things I gleaned from that is as speakers, people say, I really want to start doing my building my platform, but it just doesn't seem to be the right time. And that we always have something going on. But I want to encourage you, I love her chapter because it's talking about the real issues of, listen, life is not going to be pretty all the time. It's never going to be pretty all the time, but it's good time to start because trouble doesn't negate your purpose, guys. Trouble does not negate. COVID could have negated everybody's purpose, but it didn't. We flourished during COVID because we understood the bigger picture. So I hope that her chapter is going to encourage you to start somewhere, start where you are, and start in the midst of your trouble. Don't wait till trouble is over. Start in the midst of your trouble, because I guarantee you, once the trouble comes, there's going to be another set of troubles. So, so we're going to grow your business. You want to read that chapter. Come on, Dr. Russell. Thank you. Our next topic, I love this topic right here, from workplace trauma to center stage. Our next speaker is going to come from you and just empower you. Maybe you're trying to transition and you're doing that dualpreneur position and you want to go to the next level. Our next speaker is going to tell you how and why you should read her chapter. Come on, Lisa Crawford.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited to be here with these phenomenal speakers and authors. Let me tell you, I'm so inspired. I cannot wait to tell everybody right now, 199, get this book. It's going to change your life. It's changing my life just listening to my cohort here. My chapter is called Workplace Trauma to Center Stage. I went through a point in my life where I allowed a leader to practically destroy me emotionally, physically. My self-worth was going down every time I turned around. It was something. But let me tell you something. That word trauma can be flipped over into victory. And because leadership, first of all, leadership, everything rises and falls on leadership, right? So this leader was a poor communicator. So with poor communication, the culture was poor. I am a master relationship builder. And so I have taken all those things that happened during that time in my life, and I'm thankful for that. I bless that leader for this because he's taken all the trauma, all the bad feelings about myself that I allowed him to put onto me and turned it into a victory. And the center stage, yes, I am a speaker, but I'm telling you, leaders, that your center stage is wherever you have your feet planted. The most important person to you on that job is the person whose eyes you're staring into. I honor employees, and I want to do something phenomenal to bring leaders up to be master relationship builders. That's who I am. I am Lisa J. Crawford, the master relationship builder. Go get that book, $1.99 today from 4 to 6. Download it, open it up, and let's grow together. We love you and we thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And if you guys didn't know, Lisa is another one who's been on the stage at the Leadership Experience Tour. Another speaker that has a tremendous voice. I'm sure that you guys heard that. You know, what you said was so important, Lisa. And I think that all of us, we really have to have confidence in ourselves, and we really need to know who we are in our own skin. You know, so many times we listen to other people tell us who we are, and we tend to listen to that because we don't know who we are. And so I want people to really read Lisa's chapter. If you're struggling understanding who you are as a person, if you don't understand your worth, if you don't understand your value, that's the chapter that you want to read. So go ahead and spend the $1.99 so that you can get what you need to move beyond that, so that you can have the confidence, right? So that you know what value that you bring to society. Lisa will help you do that. Thank you so much, Lisa. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
The next person coming to the stage is none other than the one and only Michelle Edelin. She's been through the Leadership Experience Tour. She's a phenomenal speaker. I've been working with her over the past year, and she's been getting speaking opportunity after speaking opportunity after speaking opportunity, and she's a woman of the cloth. Let me just say that. So with that being said, let's welcome to the stage, Michelle Edelin.
Hey, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, Chris. This has been an amazing experience. And my chapter is titled The Excellence Engineer. And it's titled that because that is what I am known as, the Excellence Engineer. And I think one of the things that I really want you to get from my chapter is that we don't always start out like we end up. As a matter of fact, most of us don't. We start wherever it is that we are, and then we grow to where we need to be, where we want to be, and for me, where God would have me to be. And where I knew I was being called to was to be, in terms of my business, that is, because I co-pastor a church with my husband, Fountain of Living Waters Church here in Raleigh, and North Carolina, and I am a Black woman in compliance leadership. So I have a very accomplished career, And I'm also an entrepreneur. And part of my platform was to grow my speaking. And in doing so, I had to look at, well, what am I doing? And what do I need to do to get where I want to be? And how do I bridge that gap? Well, part of it, and you'll see this in my chapter, The Excellence Engineer, is that I had to go back and look at where I started. And for me, and I know you're going to laugh at this one, and it's okay, but it started when I was a brownie. Y'all remember brownies before you became a Girl Scout, like when you were very young? I was out of all the little brownies voted to leadership, which meant I had to speak. And that is where it started. It started for me in church, having to speak at church as a child. And I had to grow and learn. But as an adult, I had to go back and look at those experiences. That's what I step you through in my chapter. And how even those experiences, which may be funny thinking about a brownie, and now as a speaker and a paid speaker at that, I had to start where I was and grow to where I wanted to be. So for only $1.99, you get my chapter, The Excellence Engineer, as well as all the other chapters in the book, where these phenomenal speakers are sharing with you tips and tools and strategies to help you. So what I'll leave you with is what I always say, and that is that I want you to always excel and to never settle, because excellence is your only option. And what that means is you have to make a choice to excel, meaning to invest in yourself so that you can grow to where you want to be. You cannot settle. You cannot be mediocre. You cannot be average and grow into who and what you want to be. And once you come to understand that excellence is your only option, then you will make the choices that you need to make your life what it needs to be. So I am encouraging you to purchase the book right now. Go to Amazon. The link is right here. It's $1.99. And this book is going to bless you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to kickstart you. It's going to push you. It's going to catapult you into your place of excellence. God bless you.
My Pastor, I mean, you said a mouthful in 2 minutes that's probably not even in the chapter yet. When I'm thinking about, like what you said, we don't always start where we end up. That's a whole chapter by itself. And then, just realizing that, some of us may be looking at this, and I hope that the people that are reading this book are seeing themselves as future speakers, future people with a future message. So when you don't look at it, you're like, am I qualified to be where I'm at? Well, everything that you have been through has prepared you for what you're going to. So if you remember that, you're prepared. You're prepared. Exactly. You don't even realize Brownie's prepared you for where you're going for. So thank you for that. Brownie, I was a Boy Scout. I remember.
Absolutely.
I know I'll be prepared, but we've been prepared through the process. We just don't arrive at this thing. We show up. We show up, and we keep on showing up. So thank you for that. I'm excited. We got through our first group of speakers, and I'm already. If you're not ready, I don't know what you're feeling when on the outside is, but I'm gonna introduce this next speaker. But we're gonna keep on giving you momentum, keep on going to the next level. But if you're not challenged, you don't feel something, you need to go out there and touch that link to say $1.99, because what you're getting is a wealth of experience for $1.99. That's an investment. $1.99, and I'm sorry, it's only going to be $1.99 today. All right, you're going to get it for the real price tomorrow. So you don't understand. You want to take the opportunities when they're before you. Take the opportunities when they're right before you, because you might not get that same opportunity again. That's a freebie. That's not in the book. But I'm going to give the next speaker an introduction, and that is A Mindset to Millions. I've lived to tell the story. Let's welcome Tammy T. Harris to the stage. Tammy, take it from here. And you're on mute.
Hi there. How there? Can you hear me? All righty. So I am Tammy T. Harris. I am so stoked. I am so excited to be part of something so great, to have the opportunity to be in chapter number 7. And we know the number 7 means completion. So my chapter is Mindset to Millions. I live to tell the story. And so what should people plan to gather from my chapter a whole lot of everything. So I am the daughter of a sharecropper from Eastern North Carolina, grew up poor, from the farm to the projects to the trailer park, you name it, we've been there, moved a whole lot of times in my life, but actually I live to tell the story. So what they're going to learn is the power of a healthy mindset, the power to understand that you belong at the table, and then the know-how, the steps and how to get there. One of the things I often say, people deal with imposter syndrome. You know, sometimes based on what you've been. I've been abused, neglected, and abandoned, but I live to tell the story. And I understand my purpose. I understand my goal. I understand what it means to go to the next level. So my chapter is going to help people to go step by step, and they're going to lose the imposter syndrome. They're going to understand that they belong at the table, and if for any reason anybody deny them from being at the table, they're going to create their own tables. And lastly, they're going to understand they got the juice so they can keep coming in hot, because that's one of my theme songs, Lecrae, coming in hot. And so I'm going to teach people how to do just that. Coming from Raleigh, North Carolina, Durham in the house, Mindset to Millions. I live to tell the story, coaching from my platform, Sell and Grow Rich, a coach, speaker, author, and I'm ready to get this party started. Boom!
Tammy, you're right. It was a boom. You know what I love about, you know, all the speakers here is the stories are amazing. What we're trying to tell people they can do. Mindset to Millions, right? Get at the table, know what to do when you get a table. That's one thing. But when you're a person who's come from nothing and you're able to put yourself at the table, and then you can talk when you get to the table, and then you can make it happen at the table, you're a person that people should listen to. Your life experience will help somebody. And so that's why I love about all the speakers that are on this platform. It's not that we're just telling you something, we believe you should do it. No, we've actually gone through it. And we know the steps to take to get us to where we need to go. So Tammy, thank you. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. Guys, buy the book. If you want to have the millionaire mindset, if you want to go that mindset millionaire, if that's what you're looking for, and that means so many different things in so many different ways, then listen to her story. It'll be very beneficial for you. The book is only $1.99. Go ahead and get it right now. Don't wait and do something tomorrow that you can do today. So with that being said, let me bring on our next speaker, Miss Deborah Ann Jones. She just fresh off the Leadership Experience Tour, gave a phenomenal presentation, and we've been working together now for about 4 or 5 months. And what I really love about Deborah is that she puts everything in place that's necessary to not only make sure that she's at the table, that she's making it happen at the table. That's extremely, extremely important. And I love her topic. Girl, go get that money. I love that topic. And she works with a lot of single moms out there who are really struggling to get ahead. And just because you're by yourself doesn't mean that you can't have the things that you want to have in life. And Deborah is the person that can help you get there. So Deborah, the floor is yours. You're on mute. You're on mute, Deborah.
Can you hear me, Sean?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. All right. Hello, Sean. Thank you so much for that great introduction. And thank you so much. I am honored to be a part of this anthology. I am honored to be a part of the Leadership Experience Tour. But let me introduce myself. I am Deborah Ann Jones, the CEO and founder of A Powerful Mother Academy, the home of Mother's Money Mastery. And at Mother's Money Mastery, we teach financial responsibilities. As Sean said, the title of my chapter is Girl, Go Get Your Money. And it doesn't literally mean go out and get your money. It teaches you how to make your money continuously work for you. And I wrote this chapter because I wanted to give back to society by a way of teaching people how to make their money grow, how to make the best with their money. I went from 15 and F'd, frustrated, to 50 and double F'd, financially fabulous. And I did that the hard way. I did that without any guidance, and I won't say guidance, but a lot of research and just going on my own without a roadmap to follow to make my finances become fit, free, and fabulous. And I say fit, free, and fabulous because it's more to it than just being financially free. There are so many other avenues about our money that needs to be addressed. And I found out that more than 50% of Americans don't have enough money saved, don't have enough money saved for an emergency event or expense. That more than 50% of Americans, more than 75% of Americans nearing retirement don't have enough money saved to maintain the current lifestyle that they have. And more than 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So I know so many people, not only frustrated single mothers, but so many people fall into one of those categories, not having enough money saved for retirement, for an emergency event or expense, or to retire. So get the chapter, find out, get the book, not just the chapter, get the book, read all the chapters, use the link below to purchase the book today for $1.99, get the ebook, download it and open it, and understand that money is not the only tool to life being great. Money is only one of the tools to being great. So if you set goals and set dreams, you can have anything. Again, my name is Miss Deborah Ann Jones, and I hope that you all purchase the book today.
Great, Deborah. And you know what? Even when you're building your platform, it costs money to do it. And you need to make sure that you have a strategy to get it, because you can't make your purpose broke. You need to be able to use your resources. So I'm glad that your chapter is a resource to help us, hopefully not just the women, but us as well. You can learn. I can learn from the women's chapter too. So yes. I'm not going to skip over that chapter. I'm going to read the chapter because I'm going to get the best bits out of that as well, and wisdom for your finances. So thank you, Deborah Ann, for giving us your chapter as well. I'm excited about this next person that's coming in. I'm excited because every time I see him on the tour, he always gives you hope and gives you faith, and he's a good person to be around. And that's Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. Hey there, sir. How are you?
Wow, and wow. Doing great and grateful. How you doing, champ? I am. You got me saying it. What's going on, bro?
Being the blessed champ I am. Well, tell us about your chapter. The floor is yours.
Well, praise God. I thank you for all of you who are watching and being a support to this. What I found out is that most people are incongruous. They're not in harmonious. But let me tell you something. If you're in isolation, then you are all ready for death. But thank God for Sean Fair. He brought together an amalgamation of people and made them harmonious, brought us together so that we can put all of our experiences in one book. I'll tell you this right now, chips right now is $2.59. Where can you go and get this much wisdom for $1.99? If you do not get this book, I think something has went off the chain in your head. So therefore, every last one of you should buy the book, $1.99. Listen to this. Baseball great Babe Ruth is rumored to have said these words: yesterday's home run doesn't win today's game. Isn't that fantastic? You say how? Well, it's a good reminder to focus on today. What we did in the past may look good. Let me tell you something, on a resume, it won't help you win today. Listen to what this one great wise man said. If you become 1% better every day, 100 days from now, you will be 100% better. Well, guess what? To do that, you're going to need self-discipline. That's where you need my chapter. My chapter is only available in this book. It's an exclusive chapter just for you. I've written it for leaders who need to go to the next level. Don't be like Janet Jackson, who said, I know you love me, but what did you do for me today? I'm telling you to get self-discipline. What is it? It's enforced obedience. I'm telling you, you can get succinct, concretize, and move forward in who you are. And I want you to win. And you can't win if you only did something 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but you have not done nothing today. I want you to be in the current, and I want you to stay motivated. I want you to be excited, and I want you to have self-discipline. Don't quit. Go buy the book today. I'm so excited that Sean Fair and these amazing great speakers are willing to share your story. And listen one more time. You can't do it unless you have self-discipline. I'm Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, coming to you live to sell this book, to talk to this book just for you. Peace. Can't hear you, Dr. Sean. Sorry about that.
I was just over here talking to myself, just having a good time all by myself. But I was just saying, you know, Pastor Anthony D. Shannon is a part of the Leadership Experience Tour team. I think everybody knows and understands that. And I talk about Chris lighting up a stage. Pastor lights up a stage. You talk about someone who's got a great message, but then also has the ability to entertain you at the same time. It is absolutely amazing to just folks come from outside the building to come in the building when he gets on the stage. And so we just so happy that he's a part of what we're doing and helping us build our program and creating that experience, you know, at the Leadership Experience Tour. Pastor, self-discipline is a very important topic. A lot of us are eating things that we shouldn't be eating, and we can't stop doing that. Some of us are spending money we shouldn't be spending, and we can't stop doing that. Some of us are dating folks we shouldn't be dating, and we can't stop doing that. We all need some self-discipline. It's a great chapter for everybody to read. There's not something in anybody's life where they're not struggling with something as it pertains to self-discipline. So buy the books, $1.99. Read Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, world-renowned Pastor Anthony D. Shannon.
Thank you, Dr. Sean. I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you so much. The next person that we're bringing to the stage was supposed to be on the stage at the Leadership Experience Twin March, and she had a few things that has just set her back just a little bit. But now she's coming to the tour in September, and we can't wait to hear what she has to say, because I've heard the story, I've listened to the story, and she deals with one of the most emotional things that you can deal with, and that's divorce. Divorce can be a very emotional and ugly thing. And she is a mediator in that particular field. So if you're someone who's going through that, or you're someone who may be going through that in the near future, she's a person that you want to talk to. Her title is No Overnight for Celebs. Let's introduce, put your hands together for Linda Taylor.
Thank you, Sean. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I am so honored to be part of this group. I am Linda Taylor. I am a certified divorce coach. I am also a certified law mediator, as well as an author of the title No Overnight for Caleb, which is a tale about the emotional and financial impact of an adversarial divorce and disproportionate marital status discrimination that women face as a result of going through a divorce or being divorced. in the book, my chapter, the couple facing the divorce decide to go through divorce because the husband had an illicit affair. Rather than try to divorce in an amicable way, the wife felt distraught. And as a result, she wanted emotional justice rather than legal justice. And therefore, she created a narrative that the father was unfit. As a result, she gained full custody of the children. Now, the child, the kid, was affected greatly because he was a daddy's boy. The father was prohibited from having open nights with his children. Every day, someone would go to the window, looking out the window, tearfully seeking his father to come rescue him or come pick him up for overnight. It never happened. Day after day, he realized that his father, in his mind, had abandoned him. And as a result, he tried to commit suicide. And he was committed to a psych ward at 7 years of age. And you're going to have to read the rest of the book to get the end of the story. But the moral of the story is that your emotional intelligence is either going to guide you or destroy you. Going through divorce is very emotional. And without the professional help, you will end up costing more than you had intended. So anyone that's going through a divorce or contemplating divorce, I ask you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, what is it going to cost you to go through an adversarial divorce? And 2, are you willing to pay that price? Well, you don't know what that price is until you're going through it. And I've been mediating for over 15 years for the circuit courts. And I can tell you, I've seen many families destroyed. Not to mention that women are adversely affected, not only just going through divorce, but also impacted employment-wise. Women face more challenges either retaining a job or getting a job. Although divorce is a common practice, women suffer greatly because corporate and management feels that women are so emotional that they can't handle a workload and manage a family. I am a disruptor, and I'm going to make sure that every woman has the equal right to be able to seek and retain employment while also managing their divorce. When you read the book, you're going to realize that employee assistance program is essential in the workplace. Not only are the economy and families affected, but the workplace is affected. And therefore, it is imperative that we have these discussions. It's imperative that people understand that divorce is a destroyer. And the third thing you need to ask yourself when you're going through divorce, an adversarial divorce, who are you impacting? So it's not just yourself, it's your kids. And in the book, you will see Caleb was greatly affected. So I'm asking you to go out and purchase the book because all the stories today are very impactful. But divorce has an imminent and direct impact on our families, on our communities, on our relationships. And it's something that you cannot take for granted. You know, although everyone likes to hide behind the veil, it's time to come out. When your divorce is no longer serving you, it's time for you to reach out to someone like me as a divorce coach. So go buy the book. It's $1.99. Download it, click the link, and open the book. I promise you, you will be reaching out to all of the authors today if you resonate with their story. So I hope you can connect, and I look forward to working with some of you. And I'm Linda Taylor, and CEO and author of Divorce Think Tank. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And you know what? To go on that discussion that you're having is like, whoa, this is divorce. Why is that in a book about speakers? But be honest with you, a lot of us are maybe going through transition right now. And in that transition, you want to make sure that you actually are healthy and whole so that you can go and be able to speak on your platform. You don't want to speak on your platform hurt and dealing with the separation and the divorce. And then you end up speaking things out there that are not, they're not healing words, they're not uplifting because you're still not finished and not complete. So taking a look at a Linda Taylor's chapter, you'll be able to see yourself at a different lens with a different lens. And it's still going to help you grow your platform because it's going to help you heal. Is that right, Linda? Can you hear that?
Yes, they can also, turn their pain into power, what the book is about.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you, Linda, for that chapter. And I'm going to our next chapter, our next one. I love these topics that are coming up. And this next topic is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I love talking about potential. And we're going to have our next chapter is how to live up to your God-given potential with Tanya Dishman. Come on, Tanya.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm Tanya Dishman. I am a health and wellness coach. I'm a speaker, and I'm excited to be here today to give you some background on something that was very near and dear to me, how to live up to your God-given potential. You see, I came from a background that was totally dysfunctional and unseemingly I was trying to figure out how am I going to get through life. Growing up, I was a fifth sibling, the eldest of all my siblings. I'm sorry, and I realized that my mother had me at 15 years old. She was very young herself, and there was a lot of things she didn't get in her childhood. So, unseemingly, that it seeped off into when I grew up, and I was living a life of not understanding why I was not loved and that was really strange and unusual for me. Growing up, having a lot of fights, trying to figure out how I fit in the world. And it stuck with me for a while throughout my whole adult life, actually. So I grew up in a way that it seems like I was living a life of being all alone, not understanding my path in life, but I grew up through exercise. I decided this was the thing that I knew I loved. God showed me when I was about 18 years old. This what I could use to channel that experience of not feeling wanted. And it actually helped me throughout my adult life. But I noticed that growing up and becoming a mother, having two children by the age of 25, there was still plenty of dysfunction, and it ended up traveling not only through my experiences with my children, but through me becoming a workaholic. And how about food addicted? Now, I know that's something most people don't talk about, but yes, I was food addicted, and also it affected me because I became a shopaholic to top all of that off. With all of these dysfunctions, I had to realize there was a purpose for this. And so I had to figure it out. Even finding out at the age of 32, I had health problems. So, on top of all of the things that I've gone through in my life, the dysfunction, being addicted to eating, shopaholic, and workaholic, I had to deal with a health issue. And at that time, it was very unusual for me because I thought I was healthy. I thought I was doing everything the right way. I was going to the gym. I was living a bona fide certified fake life. I'm just going to say it. So, that being said, during the pandemic was a very great time for me moving forward. God showed me the whole time you were experiencing everything in life, it was a part of my plan, which it was a perfect plan. And so that's why I'm here today on this platform, excited to be a part of this, that I had discovered next level all natural living that I had created during the pandemic. And I stepped out on faith, and God showed me this is what you needed to do. You needed to not only live that life of working out, but actually live a holistic lifestyle. And during that time, I was healed. Yes, I was healed. Yes, you have to get more information through the book. But what I have found, the 3 points that I want to leave with you, your attitude is everything. Yes, I know you don't understand why you're going through what you're going through, but let me tell you this: you have to have forgiveness in your house, in your life, in order to move forward. So that's what I had to learn, to forgive all the things that I never experienced, all the relationships that I needed to cultivate, and there's still time left. And so I'm hopeful and grateful that moving forward, that someone out there can really relate to my story, that there is possibilities in going forward through whatever you're going through. And also I want to touch base on gratitude. And that's what I had to start doing. No matter what life was throwing at me, I needed to move forward and appreciate what God was showing me. That through all the dysfunction, that there was a way and a path that He had already preordained and destined for me to be with, and that's why I'm here today. So I'm excited. And last point I want to make is fortitude. Never give up. I don't care what that thing is, what those relationships, that dysfunction, that desire you have in your heart. It's all for a plan and a purpose, but never give up on it, and you will arrive at your goals. How about make the rest of your life your best life? And that's what I want to leave you guys with. You got to check the book out. It's great. I'm excited for all of us right now. We're making history, and I'm looking forward to many things to come. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tanya. You know, so many times, I'd say many of us are shaped and formed by how we were parented
Yes.
and things that have occurred or happened to us while we were growing up.
Yes.
And a lot of times we allow that to define who we are.
Yes.
And that should never be the case.
Yes.
As we get older, we start to use that as an excuse as to why we are the way that we are.
I definitely agree, because that was my story. I had to get up and I knew I needed to change a generation. So I'm excited, just to be a part of this. And I know someone will definitely benefit from reading this book.
But I just want to say that after a while, we start to realize that we want to change.
That's the only way to live that best life.
But a lot of folks want to change their circumstances, but
Mhm.
they're not willing to change them. And in order to change circumstances, you got
Yes.
to change you first.
Yes.
And God is a great avenue
Yes.
to change you.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this and there are some things that you need to work on,
Yes.
go to Tanya Dishman's chapter. Listen to what she has to say,
Yeah,
so that
very
she
powerful.
can encourage you to make the necessary changes in your life so you can be who you're supposed to be, not only for yourself, but those who are around you. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next to the stage is a person that I just talked to just literally about 3 days ago. She'll be traveling to Denver with me in about the next 30 days or so. She is a leadership pro, but she has a topic in the book: authentically and effectively dominate your career in business. Sometimes that sounds a little easier said than done. A lot of folks have the gift, a lot of folks have the talent to be what they want to be in a particular organization, but there are roadblocks, there are obstacles, there will be challenges. The question becomes, how do you dominate in your career and still maintain your character? That's always a great question. So with that being said, let me introduce to the stage Shayla N. Atkins.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me. Sean, thank you so much for the warm welcome, and hello to everyone out there. I'm so excited to be here with my fellow co-authors. I'm launching this amazing book. So if you have not gotten it already, what are you waiting for? Get it right now, $1.99 on Amazon. As Sean mentioned, my name is Shayla Atkins, and I am your leadership and authenticity coach for women in corporate America. And the title of my chapter in the book is To Authentically Dominate Your Career and Business. And here's the thing. We live in a world today full of labels, personas, social media images, you name it. And I share my story of how I was in all of that. I was a complete fraud. I had the persona, this posture of perfection. And I allowed one leader in my career to completely change who I was based off of that feedback. I started to hide who I was, and I started to completely change my identity so that I could fit in and have that executive image. You know, when you come from humble beginnings and you start to want to change and to climb that corporate ladder, executive seems like a long road. It seems like this wide gap. So I decided I wanted to change who I was to fill that gap and hide my past. Because back then I thought who I was, my authentic self, it's not good enough. But I'm here to tell you that who you are today is good enough. And all you have to do is spice it up. As a leader, we are truly, truly well and we're whole when we are authentic to ourselves. And so we cannot lead others until we can fully, truly lead ourselves. And that's what I talk about in my book and sharing the story of how I literally was an identity thief and I stole someone else's identity, not for real, like don't call the cops on me, but I was someone else so that I could succeed until the point of exhaustion and burnout and my career plateaued. So not only will you be engaged and educated in this chapter, you will be equipped because I give you the roadmap, the blueprint, the step-by-steps of how I was able to spice it up. And I went from making household cleaning products on manufacturing production lines, third shift, to being a global leader in Fortune 500 companies while being myself. And myself was credible and was good enough. So I'm here to tell you today that who you are is good enough. Even if you feel like you don't have all of the degrees and certifications and letters behind your name, it is time to spice it up. It is time to get this book, $1.99 on Amazon. Get it today. Again, not only will you be educated and entertained, but you will be equipped. You will walk away with tangible takeaways that you can immediately apply today. So again, thank you so much. I'm so honored and humbled to be a part of this amazing anthology. And again, have an amazing day, and back over to you.
Awesome. And you know what, that your chapter is so relevant, Shayla, is that identity thief is amongst everyone, because we feel like in order to get what someone else has, we got to do and become what they had to do to get it, but not realizing that on the inside of everything that's on the inside of you was designed for you. And we gotta take that time, because half the journey is what you're talking about to your success is us discovering who we are. And then once we discover who we are, we can figure out where we fit in. Ain't that right?
That's exactly right. And once we discover who we are, then we can lead others to our best and full potential. So it starts with self-leadership and healing and wellness within ourselves first. So thank you so much.
Put yourself under arrest and go through some treatment.
I know. I was like, wait, don't call the cops on me. I didn't like steal for real. It's okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Shayla. Our next speaker that's coming in here is there's a speaker within you. I hope you are getting the theme of what's happening here tonight. We are building you up so that you too can be one of the greatest speakers in the world. Whether you realize it or not, there's a speaker in you, and Dr. Sandra Wall-Williams is going to speak to you about that. Release the speaker, Dr. Sandra. Release the speaker.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Sandra Wall-Williams, and I'm so excited to be here this afternoon. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to everyone that you have heard so far. If you haven't already gone out and gotten the book for $1.99, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, do that. Get that link below, purchase your book so you can go deeper into what's already been said. Well, as Christopher said, you know, my book title is There is a Speaker Within You, and it is about developing a vision to become a world-class speaker, developing a vision to become a world-class speaker. And, you know, I became a speaker because I was in a job, great job. I was the senior vice president for all 58 community colleges in the state of North Carolina, highest ranking woman in technology in the state of North Carolina. I was North Carolina's Technology Woman of the Year. I was North Carolina's Chief Information Officer of the Year. I gained all these awards and accolades. You know, I'm a minister. I had done so much, but I wasn't telling anybody about it. I wasn't telling anybody about the lessons that I learned because I didn't know, you know, would it mean anything to anyone? And then someone said to me, Sandra, it's time for you to begin to share all of this knowledge, all of this expertise, but share it from the stage. Share it from the stage. Share it in your writing. Share it in different ways, but it's time for you to share it. But here's the dilemma I had. I liked what I did. I didn't know how to go from executive, all-day executive, to speaking. How in the world do you do that? How would you do that? So my chapter actually looks at how to become a full-time speaker or speaker first while you're working full-time. Okay. I don't really advocate anyone just walking away from, your job until you have other things in place. But how do you become a speaker while you're working full-time? And then I talk also in the chapter about how I transitioned to becoming a speaker, a full-time speaker. Now, I will tell you that becoming a full-time speaker, and I'm also a consultant. I sit on corporate boards. I'm a corporate director for 2 companies, so I do that as well. But I will tell you, the speaker part of my business, there's some good, there was some bad, and there was some ugly. So I don't want you to think that it's all glory. People see you on the stage and they think that it's all glory. Well, I talk about those things in my chapter, how I transitioned from the kind of job that I was to being a full-time entrepreneur where speaking is a part of my business. So basically, I was able to take my knowledge, my expertise, all the things that I had learned in my day-to-day job and use that for the content of my speaking. Now, I will tell you, it doesn't matter what type of job you have. It doesn't matter what level you are. As someone has already said, everyone has a backstory. Everyone has a story. You can take your expertise, you can take your experiences, and you can share those with people because there are people who need exactly what you have already experienced. And here's the thing. When you share what you have with others, you allow them to go further faster. All right. So as you read the chapters in this book, that's what will help you. That's what it will do for you. These chapters, for those of you who want to do speaking, these chapters will help you go further faster. So I talk about how I took all the knowledge and expertise from doing what I did and turned it into the content of my speaking. I actually made those, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I actually talk about how those were stepping stones to me becoming the world-class speaker, the international speaker that I am today. So finally, when you read my chapter, you will see how every speaker has to have one thing. This is the one point that I want to leave with you. That every speaker has to have one thing, and that is every speaker must have a personal vision. You cannot go out and speak if you don't have a personal vision for yourself, for your business, for your ministry, those of you that are in ministry, for your life, for your health, for your finances. You have to have personal vision so that you can have a foundation to build your speaking career on. So in the chapter, I give you 3 speaker tips that will help you to develop your speaker, your personal vision for you as a speaker. Remember, you have something to say. Develop it, package it such that others can go further faster. Again, like I've said, if you haven't already gone to that link, purchase your book for $1.99, open the book, and then bless somebody else with the book if you choose to do that as well. Go ahead, get that done now, because there is a speaker within you. And if you want that speaker to come out, go ahead, read the chapter that I've written but also read the chapters, the other amazing chapters by these great, wonderful speakers and authors that are in this book. Again, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Sandra Wall-Williams, and I am the CEO and president of WMS Consulting and Training, which is a leadership training company. And WMS stands for Work Makes Success. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Sandra. It's building a speaking business is not an easy thing to do. And I love that you said, you basically said in so many words, you got to put the work in, but you also have to have the steps and understand the strategy. But more importantly, having a vision first is critical. It is absolutely critical. To do something without a vision is going to lead to disaster.
That's the first thing you asked us for. You asked us for, in our coaching program, you asked us for, what is your vision? You had us write that vision and you had to send it to us. And the word says, without vision, the people perish.
Absolutely. And folks that are in this industry that's really trying to build a business, they're tired of being the worst kept secret of all time or the best kept secret of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It is time to get into a situation to where people can see your gift so that you can bring value to society.
Yes.
And if you just go to Dr. Sandra's chapter, where she can provide you with all the tips and strategies that are necessary for you to really elevate your speaking business, it'll put you into a much better situation, a much better place. So thank you so much for
thank you
topic, Dr. Sandra. And if you guys haven't heard, you can't tell, she's a phenomenal speaker. It's pretty obvious if you just take the time to listen to what she had to say. So thank you so much, Dr. Sandra. The next person that I'm bringing to the stage, well, I wish I could bring her to the stage. She's a little under the weather and her voice is not really working right now. But she has a topic called Obstacle to Opportunities. You know, it's all about having courage, not only for your life, but having courage for the next generation that's coming. This is a powerful, powerful chapter in the book. Joanna Tupis, she is the amazing speaker. But on her behalf today, her husband, Ronald, will just give us a few nuggets about what's in the book. Ronald, take it away. You're on mute. You're on mute.
There you go. Hi, guys. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sean. I'm Ronald. I didn't write the book. My wife did. This is my wife. This Joanna. Unfortunately, she cannot talk right now. So in her behalf, I will be speaking to you and telling you what this chapter in the book is about. Anyway, my wife talks about courage in her chapter. And, my wife is one of the most courageous person that I know. Seriously. Only second to my son, because my son is actually the most courageous person that I know. And I know courage. I'm very, very well aware of how courage works in this world. You see, I'm an actor, and courage is the one thing that differentiates between me getting a role when I audition and me not getting a role. Now, with my wife, it's the difference between her becoming a mediocre immigrant educator in this country to somebody who is highly sought after, highly awarded, super effective, and 2-time lifetime achievement awardee in less than 3 years in this country. So, I mean, that's amazing. But the more amazing thing, as I would say, is not her becoming all of these things, but you see, she's an educator, and the children that she's teaching are becoming courageous too. They're all becoming courageous. Our son is becoming courageous. And you know why? Because children look to their elders. And when the elders are courageous, the children, the next generation, will be courageous too. Now, without spoiling the book too much, I'm pretty sure that every one of us, we had big dreams. We want to be courageous. We want to do all that stuff when we were kids. And then somewhere along the way, we just kind of lost it. We became scared, and then we decided to just forgo of that dream. I mean, we all have those things. And if you want to get that dream back, if you want to get that courage back, well, buy the book. It's only $1.99 for the next 2 hours. And then when you buy the book, go on chapter 14. Chapter 14. And then look for the chapter Challenges, Obstacles, or Opportunities. That's what my wife wrote. And then after you read the book, read the other chapters. And then read it all again. And then after you read everything, go give it to a friend, buy another copy, and share the word. Because you know why? We have a responsibility to be better for the next generation. We have a responsibility to be courageous so that our children will be courageous. We have the responsibility to reach all that we can so that our children will be free and be whoever they want to be. So again, buy the book. $199. Go to chapter 14. And also, if you want to know more about my wife's advocacy, please visit www.schoolinthebackpack.com, and where she talks more about courage and other stuff. Anyway, I'm Ronald, and this is my lovely wife. Rock and roll.
Ronald and Joanna, you're hired. You're hired. I wish I could have someone speak me with that. And the great thing about this right now, you don't realize it because you probably never heard Joanna speak yet. You got to catch the leadership tour the next round to do it. He did it exactly the way that she would have done it with her spirit in it. It's her chapter. And what's funny is when Ronald was also her publicist or advertiser and the cameraman that would follow her around the camera. So she was following the whole entire story. So it's great. Great.
I learned by watching. I learned by watching my wife.
You learn by watching your what? The smart man. I think you should write chapter 17. And but again, it's so great to see y'all are together as a family and how you support each other as a family. And your message is valuable, Joanna, and as your voice is speaking even when you cannot. And that's a powerful, powerful message. Thank you for the Tupas family. You are awesome. Continue to be great. Our next chapter is, I love these titles. If you want to go to life, if you want your life, you got to go higher. You got to go deeper. I'll say it again. That sounds like a preaching line right there. If you want your life to go higher, you got to go deeper. Let's get our hand and just give our full attention to Dr. Barbara Sweeney. Come on, Dr. Sweeney, bring us home.
Thank you so much, Chris. Yes, if you want your life to go higher, you've got to go deeper. And that's a lesson that I learned personally and went through the steps of deeper myself. I'm Dr. Barbara Sweeney. I'm a life and holistic leadership coach and coach trainer. I'm the founder and CEO of deeperwomenleadglobal.org, which is a platform established for women in leadership to share their stories and strategies for life, love, and leadership. But Chris, we don't just want them to share their stories. We want them to be able to heal, lead, and leverage their stories for life, love, and leadership. And that's exactly what I've been able to do by going deeper. In a 6-month period of time, I went through a divorce, I got a demotion, I sold a house, bought a house, sent my first child off to college, and started this life and holistic leadership coaching business to help women in leadership do just that, heal, lead, and leverage their stories by going deeper. I was a woman in leadership who was married to her marriage and to her career. And when both of those things were stripped away, I found myself in the middle, not knowing exactly who I was, because those two things had become so enmeshed that I was lost. I did not know who I was. And I knew after all of this hard work that this could not be the end. This could not be it. I know you didn't bring me this far, God, for me to end up here. So I decided to go deeper. Warren Bennett says that if you want to be a more effective leader, simply become more of who you truly are. And I think I heard Shayla say earlier about you cannot lead others until you lead yourself. And I'll go a step further and say you cannot lead others until you can lead yourself. You cannot lead yourself until you know yourself. And you will not know yourself until you can fully embrace and be yourself. And unless you go deeper, unless you get beneath what's behind your belief system, unless you understand what your programming is, unless you explore all of the things that your mama taught you that's showing up in your 40-year-old life, then you will not be able to lead the life that you want to live. And deeper is an acronym for decide what you want. That means get clear about what it is you want, examine your life, eliminate the barriers, come up with a plan of action, evaluate your progress, and realize that you can do it. And those are the 6 steps that you will learn in my chapter. Listen, go get the book. One of the chapters is powerful all by itself. But if you get 16 of them together, your life will surely change. Go download the book. Be sure to open the book so that we can get this message out to the world. I'm super excited about sharing yet again the stage with all of these phenomenal speakers in words. So thank you so much, Chris. I'm going to turn it back over to you. or Sean? You're muted. You're muted.
Thank you, Dr. Barber. Another great speaker that has a big voice and a big presence on stage. And if you're not aware of this, she has a big signature event next week, starting Thursday through Saturday. And on this whole thing that she's talking about, she's bringing in a lot of women to get on stage to talk about this very thing. So she is really taking her voice, not just through herself, but now she's speaking through others. And that's how you get the message out to the masses. So I'm just so proud of her and what she's doing. And by the way, I'll be out there as well. I got something to say too. So it's going to be a really, really good time. And the event is a Class A event. If you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you look this up. Go to her Facebook page and her Instagram page, and you'll see some information about the event. Participate in it. At the end of the day, a lot of us are walking around with a lot of pain and hurt. Mm-hmm. We're harboring it. We're trying to build a business, and we're trying to get into new relationships, right? And we're trying to break into a new industry, walking around with unaddressed issues. Mm-hmm. It is a recipe for disaster without taking the time to actually heal. This is why this is such an important topic. So if you're walking around and you're dealing with pain and you're dealing with issues in your life that's unaddressed, make sure that you go to Dr. Barber's chapter. It'll help you. Buy the book. It's only $1.99. There's just a little bit of time left. Again, don't do what you can do today, tomorrow. Thank you so much, Dr. Barber.
Thank you, Sean.
Last but not least, we have a young lady coming to the stage. The speaker in me, from employee to legacypreneur, preserving your legacy. You know, Cynthia Gallardo is someone that the Leadership Experience Tour does business with. She's a trademark lawyer. If you want somebody to protect your legacy, this is the person that you need to talk to. Not only has she helped me in protecting my legacy, but she's helped others within the Leadership Experience Tour protect their legacy. And so this is such an important topic, because sometimes in life we go and we start building all these businesses and we're not protecting ourselves. And if we're not protecting ourselves, we're not protecting our legacy. So this is a very, very good topic for anybody who is building something special. So let me just turn it over to Cynthia Gallardo.
Thank you so much, Sean. I'm so excited to be here. First of all, thank you so much for everybody who has joined today. Fantastic, great book here. First of all, you need to go get it now. Go purchase it. I would give you a moment of silence if I could, if I had just some more time, so you can go get the book. Make sure it's only $1.99, less than a cup of coffee, you all. It can change your life, and I can guarantee you it will change your life. So once again, my name is Cynthia Gallardo, your leading legacy lawyer. I act as a catalyst to inspire and empower legacypreneurs to protect and preserve their legacy, your legacy. As Sean mentioned, it's so important to have a foundation to start with, making sure you're protecting and preserving what you have. And that's what I help you do. I help you do that. In the chapter, I talk about a holistic approach to business, which includes protecting and preserving your legacy. I heard Dr. Alicia talk about holistic. I heard Tanya talk about holistic, and I take a holistic approach to business, starting from the inside out. So I'll give you the 5-step legacypreneur blueprint that allows you to live and leave a lasting legacy, and ways to protect and preserve your legacy. The cool thing about this is, as Sean mentioned, he has his trademark, his protected, the 3 E's. Those are the 3 E's, which are educate, engage, and entertain. You'll learn about those in the chapter, in the book, from all the amazing authors that have spoken previous to me. In addition, you'll find ways that you can also protect and preserve your legacy, and other awesome tools that you can learn and utilize and implement immediately. So what I ask you to do today, because this is your defining moment now. First of all, by being here in this discussion with us, it's your defining moment. You make the choice. There's 4 things to take away today. First of all, take action. We've heard that from many people today. It's been a resounding theme, tying everything together. Buy the book. That's right. For only $1.99. The key is to open it, and then you apply what you learn. That I can guarantee you, along with the leadership experience tour and this amazing book, the greatest speakers in the world, you all, on the globe. We've just spoken today. You have the opportunity to buy the book, read all the chapters, and this is a life-changing moment for you, a defining moment. So thank you once again, Sean, for your vision with this. It's been fantastic to be a part of this journey. And also thank you to Alethea Tucker for all her amazing organization and getting this together. So thank you. I'll sign off as Cynthia Gallardo, your leading legacy lawyer. Make sure you protect and preserve your legacy.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, we've come down to the end, and we're at the point right now where we told you all the reasons why you need to buy this book. Okay, from the lifetime experiences that we've had, all the reasons why you need to buy this book, and you also have the resources and the connection. She's a she's a trademark attorney. We need to then, Champ I Am is now a trademark brand. We need to be able to learn how to protect our brand because you don't own it if you don't have a trademark. So you have the resources, you have the people, you have the community, all in one book. And we thank you for your experiences, Cynthia. We thank you for your chapter. Even though it's at the end, it's good reading. You can start at the last chapter and go all the way to chapter 1, and it's still going to be just as juicy of a book, and it's going to be helpful for building your platform as you read it from chapter 1 to chapter the end. So thank you again for coming on. We gave you a whole bunch of reasons why you need to be here, and you only know the book is $1.99, and you have literally a half an hour left to make this the greatest book for the greatest book group of speakers that you've seen. But then again, this is an investment into your platform, and get it when it's at the best. It's $1.99 today. It won't be $1.99 tomorrow. Sean, what do you think about what we've talked about and all the speakers that have come today?
I think this is just it's a phenomenal opportunity for everyone to better themselves. That's what this is. And we've collected 16 of the most powerful and gifted individuals on the planet to help you. The question is, are you willing to spend $1.99 to become a better you? It's not like we're asking you to spend $500 here. This is $1.99 so that you can become better. Guys, take advantage of the opportunity.
Not only that, is that this book is not only going to just be in the virtual currency of the ebook. It's also going to be an audio book. It's also going to be in a paperback book as well. So you have multiple ways of getting hold of this book.
Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. Well, I just want to thank all the speakers. Chris Hampton, thank you. Dr. Alicia Newsom, thank you. Michelle D. Clark, thank you. Dr. Tabitha Russell, thank you. Lisa J. Crawford, thank you. Michelle Edelin, thank you. Tammy Harris, thank you. Deborah Ann Jones, thank you. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, thank you. Linda Taylor, thank you. Tanya Dishman, thank you. Shayla N. Atkins, thank you. Dr. Sandra Wall Williams, thank you. Joanna Tupas, thank you. Dr. Barbara Sweeney, thank you. And last but not least, Cynthia Gallardo, thank you. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You put a lot of work into this project, and I can't wait to see the results and the messages that we'll get when people actually listen to the book and read the book. You've done your job. You've brought tremendous value to society. That's what we're here for. So for those of you who are listening, you're watching this, don't take it for granted that you can do without something that can definitely not only benefit you, but benefit your family, benefit your friends, benefit your co-workers, benefit the church members. Buy the book. It's $1.99. Thank you for tuning in to us. We really appreciate you. And if you're trying to be a speaker and you would like to get on a big stage and get your voice out to the masses, the Leadership Experience Tour has a major show from September 20th through the 24th. Reach out to me. Go to my Facebook page, send me a message, or you can call 586-690-1879, text, or leave a message. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you for Leadership Experience Tour, LET Presents Stories of the World's Greatest Speakers, Edition 2. That'll be coming out next. Thank you so much.